Well, back in the '70s, I met him. I met this doctor, and he had just he was about 17 years older than me, I'd say, and he just finished med school in Chicago. He's from Lithuania, and Doctor we called him the Bird Doctor because he'd walk around with a bird on his shoulder sometimes. And anyway, he became my doctor. He says, you're a good specimen. You're a good example of a good patient, a healthy patient. And we became friends. And he was a great diver. He could stay in the water. He can get lobsters. He was not a physical specimen. He was a little bit overweight and everything. And he'd always would talk to me and you know about my health and any problems. He'd bring me to his office. He did a few checkups. He got me the back X-rays about 15 years ago. Anyway, he had a wife from Argentina that was kind of greedy, and they did something with Medicare. He ended up in prison, and my other doctor, he ended up in prison. So they're in prison. They're meeting in Gainesville or something, and they mentioned South Beach, and they mentioned me, and here's my two doctors ending up in prison, and this guy Chris, I guess he got out. He got out on bond, and he was probably maybe 80 years old, 75, 80 years old, and he figured if he stayed here, they're going to put him in prison the rest of his life. So he went back to Lithuania. He's a fugitive. If he's alive, I won't see him again. But he had a place right there, 345. Real nice guy. His niece did some runs with me, and I mean, what are the odds? My two doctors meeting in prison, talking about me. My best patient was Raven. Mine too. You can't make that up. Good guy.